So if I were to tell you there's a brand new card coming out that's basically a hybrid of Photon Thrasher fucking Twin Twisters, I think a lot of us would agree that that's pretty fucking good. What's going on, guys? It's Seema. Now, today I'm bringing to you a discussion on Link Slayer. Now, Link Slayer was announced alongside a lot of the new Link summoning cards, but kind of has gone really under the radar because the Link summoning mechanic as well as the Link monsters have pretty much been just dominating all the news because that's just the new craze. That's mainly the new mechanic that a lot of us need to focus on moving forward with this game in order to just play a lot of different decks. But Link Slayer is one of the best new generic support cards that we've gotten in a very, very long time, and I couldn't be more excited to talk about with you guys. So Link Slayer is an Earth level 5 Cyverse type monster, which is a brand new typing with 2000 attack and 600 defense, and the effect reads as follows. If you control no monsters, you can special summon Link Slayer from your hand. So the text is pretty much verbatim, just like Photon Thrasher. Then, once per turn, you can discard up to 2 cards from your hand to target 2 spell or trap cards on the field and destroy them. Okay, so there is a lot to talk about with this card. First and foremost, I'm going to focus more on the Photon Thrasher-esque abilities that Link Slayer possesses. Now, like I said, it can be easily special summoned if you control no monsters, and Photon Thrasher has pretty much seen a lot of play recently because of this ability. You've seen it in ABC, you're going to be seeing it in Invoked a lot moving forward now that Invoked has been released, but the thing that holds Photon Thrasher back just a little bit is that it is restricted in that it can only be the only monster on the field if it wants to attack. If you control any other monsters, Photon Thrasher can't really attack, so it's pretty much just free rank 4 fodder for the most part, unless you're trying to like bait out a Kieran or something like that as well. Link Slayer, on the other hand, does not have that restriction in its ability to attack. So what's so cool is that you can just do all your crazy other combos. You can summon Link Slayer at the beginning of those combos, pop 2 back row with 2 cards in your hand that you don't need anyway for your combos, and then you're just free to go off from there. So I think that's really cool that you get a free 2000 damage, meaning that all your other combos only need to total up to about 6000, which if we're going to be looking at 1-card combos, I'm looking at you, Zodiac. It's really easy for Zodiac to muster up 6000 damage in addition to Link Slayer's 2000. So that means a nice simple OTK from there. But moving beyond that, Link Slayer is just so much more than what's on the surface. You know, the thing about Link Slayer that's so awesome that Photon Thrasher doesn't really present this much of a threat is that when Link Slayer is summoned to the board, it immediately demands an answer from your opponent. Now, for example, if you were to summon Photon Thrasher, your opponent might have cards like Dimensional Barrier, Solemn Strike, anything like that. They can pretty much save Dimensional Barrier or Solemn Strike for when they pretty much need it, whether it's when you Xyz summon, or when you're about to Xyz summon, or if you're about to do any play that pretty much warrants activating a card like Dimensional Barrier or Solemn Strike. Link Slayer, on the other hand, is completely different because it demands an answer the second it's summoned. Now, you can use Solemn Strike on the effect, or you can chain Dimensional Barrier in response to the activation of Link Slayer's effect, but the cool thing is that Link Slayer allows you to test for these cards without needing to automatically commit your other resources, most importantly, your normal summon to the board. So if I summon Link Slayer, I discard 2 cards to target your set Solemn Strike and Dimensional Barrier. Sure, you might Solemn Strike it just to get it off the board and negate the effect and protect the Dimensional Barrier, or you could just chain Dimensional Barrier and just pretty much end my turn altogether if you know what I'm playing. But it's so cool that it demands an answer. Like, you have to do something about this card as soon as it hits the field because it has that much of a presence when it does. And it's basically Twin Twister on legs for that reason. Sure, Twin Twister is a 2-for-2 in most cases because you're using Twin Twister as 1 card, discarding an additional for cost to target 2 cards. Link Slayer does the exact same thing, except you actually can commit a body to the board at the same time, and if they have no answer for it, then you're pretty much just in the clear. Now, what's also really cool about Link Slayer as well is his attribute, because he is an Earth attribute, and Mrs. Radiant, who is a brand new Link monster, monster requires 2 Earth monsters in order to be Link summoned to the field. Now that's amazing because it pretty much opens up the door for a myriad of different combinations, again, without necessarily needing to commit your normal summon. Specifically in Zoodiac, because Zoodiac is all comprised of Earth, and it makes it just so much easier to get Mrs. Radiant out onto the board, and then you can just do your entire Zoo combo, ending with your Trident, your Daigusto Emerald, or your Gagaga Samurai if you're attempting to go for game. And it just, the fact that it's just another really powerful resource to not only clear your opponent's back row, but then to be used as a Link monster material to go into something to open your extra deck zones. It's just like putting all the pieces of a puzzle together. Everything just fits perfectly, and Link Slayer is just one of those cards that can really just fit into a myriad of different roles. Now, overall, I mean, what's going to really happen when Link Slayer comes out? I think it's going to actually, you're going to start seeing this card because I feel like this card warrants being played. It's a very, very powerful card. Its level isn't the best because it is level 5. Sure, a lot of people are playing like Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, so technically you might be able to get away with playing something like Psyframe Lord Omega or your level 8 Synchro of choice, depending on the scenario. So there's a lot of cool different interactions that Link Slayer has, but I think it's held back mostly by its level. If this card were level 4, then holy fucking shit, this card would be amazing. But the fact that it is level 5 kind of makes it not as applicable in as many decks as we would like. I mean, you would start seeing this in Invoked, in Zoodiac, in ABC. You would just see this card everywhere. But ultimately, you know, it's a very powerful card, just held back by its level, but I do definitely think you're going to start seeing this card because, I mean, we all know that Twin Twister cost can be basically mitigated at this point, and if you can clear back row and pretty much do your just big combo, then you're in a very, very good position. But that's just my thoughts on the card, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I'd really love to hear it. I'm really surprised just more people aren't talking about it because I think it's a hidden gem, and it's gonna start taking a lot of people by surprise. Like, people are gonna start playing it, and everyone's gonna be asking like, holy shit, this card exists? Yeah, Link Slayer exists. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to like the video as always, subscribe to the channel for more amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content, and also be sure to back me on Patreon, because just by pledging $1 a month, you're investing in my ability to continue bringing you amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content. So thanks so much again, and we'll see you next time.